Good morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, out of Voice Radio. And frankly, we have looked at almost all of the cards from Double Blaze. But there are 3 cards we've yet to look at, and frankly, they are what I like to call the pointless cards from Double Blaze. These are not the best cards, ladies and gentlemen. They do not fill our heart with joy. But if I don't analyse all of the cards from the set, who will? Plus, you never know when you're going to see something in one of these cards that you actually like. And as always, please do feel free to prove me wrong. Let me know in the comment section if you can find something to love with these cards that I frankly can't. So starting off, we've got Kingler. Good things about Kingler. 130 HP means it can survive a hit from something like Zoroark or Baby Boswell Haynick. Retreat cost of 4 means that you can use buff padding to give yourself an extra 50 HP. And the fact that it is a water Pokemon means Brooklet Hill will work, and you've got stuff like Aqua Patch, and you've got stuff like Naganadel and Quagsire, which can be used to accelerate energy. Here's what's bad about Kingler. The attacks. If we only look at the basics, it's actually really good, not to mention hitting weakness against fire. And with stuff like Reshiram and Charizard running around at the moment, over in Japan, fire is crushing because of what's in Double Blaze. So there's a lot to like about Kingler if you ignore the attacks. According to the lovely David Hockman over at limitlesstcg.com/translations, 1 water, 2 colorless energy, 80 damage, flip a coin if heads paralysis. And look, with a choice band, you will be getting a 1-hit KO on a Blacephalon. And 80 damage plus paralysis on a coin flip. I mean, look, you can use Victini to give yourself a 75% chance of getting the paralysis. And 80 damage plus paralysis is pretty good. Here's the thing, though. I call these pointless cards, not bad cards. And here's the thing. In the same set, we're going to be getting Kyurem, who is a basic Pokemon that for free energy does 110 and automatic paralysis. And yeah, you've got to discard 2 energy, but you've still got Naganadel Quagsire. So you still got Aqua Patch. It's really not a huge problem. And that's the thing about Kingler. Kyurem's also got 130 HP. It's also a water type. It's got arguably a better weakness. And it's got a significantly better attack. And it's a basic. If I'm putting water double colorless, I want more than 80 damage and a chance of paralysis. And the fact of the matter is that in water decks, you're probably not playing double colorless because Naganadel Aqua Patch Quagsire is too gosh darned good. I mean, you can even use Starmie for goodness sake. That searches your deck for free in any combination of water and psychic energy and attaches them to one of your Pokemon. But maybe we can do better with the second attack. I mean, we can't. Water free colorless energy, 130. Now, I appreciate that it's for colorless energy. I really do. But I don't appreciate that it only does 130. On the one hand, stuff like the non-GX Boswell have 130. It's far better hitting 130 than 120, but you're into ridiculous energy cost territory. And if you want to go nuts with energy, why don't you just play Gyarados GX and do 200 damage while discarding a stadium? I just think this is too expensive. We've got better options. Well, how about Wigglytuff? Now, spare a thought for Wigglytuff, ladies and gentlemen, because Wigglytuff finally got a GX lately, and it was rubbish. Link in the description. So hopefully this new Wigglytuff can give us a little bit more love, and given that it's in the Pointless Cards video, you know it's not going to. Now, we have 110 HP, which is low, and other than that, the stats are okay. And we do have the brilliantly named Polish Balls. Put free energy cards from your discard pile into your hand. The thing is, we've got stuff like Energy Recycle System. Now, admittedly, Energy Recycle System puts 3 in your deck or 1 in your hand. Okay, so this is better than that. And we don't have great... Oh, wait, yes, we do. We got energy retrieval. This is literally energy retrieval with 1 extra energy. And actually, Fire decks at the moment have Fire Crystal, which gets free energy into your hand. And this is your attack for the turn. So if your opponent drops something like a Judge or a Marshadow, you've basically gotten a new hand of 4 cards as your attack. Because your opponent's going to get rid of the energy that was in your hand. And this is a stage 1. Maybe if it was on a basic, we could maybe find some kind of argument the first turn going second. If you've had to discard a bunch of energy with Ultra Ball, maybe. But no. This is a stage 1 Pokemon, ladies and gentlemen. Which means if you're using this, it is at least your second turn of the game. And if you're using your second turn of the game to grab free energy out of the discard, you're probably going to lose the game. But how about the second attack? Here's what I'll say about the second attack. Free colorless energy, 80 damage. And it actually does put your opponent's Pokemon to sleep as well. And to be fair, with a choice band, that's 220 with weakness, which will get a 1-hit KO on something like Ultra Necrozma, or indeed Rayquaza, and this is for colorless energy. So maybe you whack this in a Malamar deck, maybe you take advantage of double colorless energy. Maybe you use this as a fairy Pokemon for colorless energy that can get 1-hit KOs on Dragon Pokemon. Okay. And you put them to sleep as well. And maybe they flip tails and don't wake up. But the thing is, you're a weak stage 1. That energy is probably getting knocked off by the next Pokemon that comes out. And the biggest problem is, it's a stage 1... and Dragon's just not that relevant at the moment. I live in hope that Baby Daisy's Spirit Pokemon rises to the top of the meta with Latios and Latias Tag Team GX. But even if that happens, they've got 250 HP. And with a choice band, you will only be doing 220 with the weakness. So you're not even going to KO them. When I looked at Onix a little while ago, people were not terribly happy that it got its own video, because it's only got 1 vanilla attack. But the reason Onix was such a crucial Pokemon was because it could get an easy 1-hit KO on something like Zoroark, and now you could add in Pikachu and Zekrom, and it fit really nicely into Malamar decks, and it was all basic energy, all colorless energy, and you were hitting good stuff for weakness, and it was a basic Pokemon. And Wigglytuff doesn't fit that same mold. It's not a basic, and it's not countering some of the biggest Pokemon in the meta. That's my issue here. Now, the good news is, we're getting a new Krookodile. And the bad news is, it's the worst card in the set. I made an argument for Kingler as a, you know what, it can give paralysis. And I made an argument for Wigglytuff as a, you know what, it's colorless energy and it could counter a dragon Pokemon. I love Krookodile. Krookodile is one of my favorite Gen 5 Pokemon. I don't like this card. 150 on a stage 2 sounds good, but actually it's below stuff like Empoleon, so it should be a little bit higher. The retreat cost of 3 is just low enough to not be able to use buff padding. It's weak to fighting, which is a huge issue because so's Pikachu and Zekrom, and that's probably the best Pokemon in the format right now. Nothing relevant is weak to darkness. Psychic Pokemon to whom you have a resistance are not particularly relevant. And oh my goodness, the attack is too gosh darned expensive. 3 colorless energy, 50 damage for each energy in your opponent's retreat cost. So against some Pokemon, this is going to be fine, but against others, it's really not. So if we look at some of the few Pokemon that are weak, let's take Baynet. Well, Baynet has a retreat cost of 1. So even with weakness, you're only hitting 100. Weakness and Choice Band, 160. Weakness, Choice Band, Shrine of Punishment, 170. You're still not getting a KO. And if a Stage 2 Pokemon with free energy on, and a Shrine of Punishment, and a Choice Band that's hitting for weakness cannot get a 1-hit KO, that makes me sad. Now, if we look at Dawnwing's Necrozma, at least they've got a retreat cost of 2. And at least you will be getting a 1-hit KO on them. But are you really going to play a Stage 2 Pokemon just on the off chance your opponent's playing the one Pokemon on which you can get a one-hit KO? I'm not terribly convinced that you are. This is a problem, ladies and gentlemen. And as for the second attack, I mean, it's even worse. Darkness, free colorless energy, 120. Now, it is an automatic discard from your opponent's active, and automatically discarding energy can leave you to a really good energy denial deck, but not for 4 energy on a Stage 2. No. We have a choice band, you're 2-hit KOing pretty much anything, but once again, and I do need to stress this, 4 energy on a Stage 2. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the worst card in the set. And this makes me sad. I love Krookodile and I love the artwork on this card. But I'm going to say it one more time for emphasis. It's the worst card in the set. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we have looked at all of the new trainer cards and all of the fully evolved Pokemon from the set. So now I suppose it's time for you to tell me what you think of the free cards that we've looked at in this video, but also which cards from the set you are most excited about. Let me know in the comment section, ladies and gentlemen. Go nuts, but please do remember the rule. Be nice, would you? And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWassy, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCGRadio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all of that, head on over to patreon.com/PTCGRadio, where you can do exactly that. And please do make sure you're checking out youtube.com/WassyPlays, where we talk about other games that don't have Pokemon in. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time. Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.